Well, listen, I set the alarm. I got the little cow ticking for 10 minutes. And this is a big topic, but I think I can explain it easily and effortlessly within 10 minutes. Today we're going to talk about, welcome to day 8 of our Get Up and Go challenge. Actually, it's day 7. I don't know why I was thinking it was day 8. It's day 7, isn't it? Let's go back. Let's take a look. It says day 7 on the top of my page. But isn't today the 8th? Aha, it is day 8. This is what happens when you're babysitting your 8-month-old granddaughter and you forget what day of the week it is. Welcome to day 8, your change reaction. I'm going to have to change that on the title. Today, we're going to talk about the most fascinating, most interesting subject on the planet, and that is, of course, you and how you do things. Our tool is to look into something, investigate, inquire, be curious about, ask questions, wonder about something, and you're going to wonder about you, yourself, how you go about making changes. Think Inspector Gadget, Sherlock Holmes, probably dating myself or aging myself by using those examples, but think of somebody who investigates something. There's a whole slew of new shows on the streaming television programs. I think there's like The Librarians, there's a bunch of children's inspector and investigators or shows about investigating and getting curious and solving mysteries, things like that. So that's our tool today, is just being curious and asking questions about how you actually automatically already do things. We already have a process that we use, but we just usually haven't sat down and identified it for dealing with changes or challenges. Think about different changes or challenges that come your way. And I'll give a couple examples from my life. A computer challenge or a computer change. I do a lot on social media and my computer. Platforms outside of my control that change all the time. I have a reaction to those. I have a reaction I have a change process or a way of dealing with if somebody is rude to me or is a hater or is disrespectful or mean to me. COVID-19, we all had and have gone through several change reactions due to that, as well as say things like customer complaints if you're a business owner, or relationship complaints, significant other complaints. I think most of us have been in the boat of having experienced all of those things. So what we're going to do today is we're going to just take a couple of minutes and we're going to consider our own personal change reaction. How do we process change? What do we do when a change comes around? And not all the time, because we're all different. Every change is different. We're going to react slightly differently in different situations. But the truth is we have a pattern. And we want to identify that pattern of what it is that we do, what it is that you do when you go through a change or a challenge or something, surprises you. Some people love surprises. I don't like surprises that much, which drives my 6-year-old granddaughter crazy because she always wants to surprise me and tease me about things. So let's look at, and I'll share and this isn't my current process because I've automated my change process, but when COVID-19 first hit, this is a process I would have and did go through. It happened, right? It happened outside of me. COVID happened, and all types of things started to change and impact me and billions of other people on the planet. So what was my initial reaction? Well, my initial reaction was emotional. It was to realize, okay, something happened. And usually whenever something happens, whenever anything happens, we like to pretend it's not, but we always have an emotional response first. It can be positive, it can be negative, it can be neutral, but we always have an emotional response, and we want to try to identify that. Am I angry? Am I frustrated? Am I scared? Am I, traumatized? Am I shocked? Whatever it is, we want to identify what is the emotion that I'm feeling, and I'll usually do that. And then I ask myself, well, what does that mean to me? What does COVID-19 mean to me? What does somebody being mean to me mean to me? Both short-term, long-term, and then for the foreseeable future, for infinity. What does it mean? I get to decide what it means. And then what do I need to do about it? Should I do anything? Do I need to do something now? Is it important? Is it urgent? Is it necessary that I even respond? Or do I have time that I can mull over and think about different options and possibilities for me to deal with this particular change or challenge? And then do I need help? Do I need help dealing with this? Do I need expertise or information or resources? I mean, COVID, we were all looking outside of ourselves for expertise and expert information to decide what we should do. Do we need to, totally isolate ourselves? When do we need to quarantine? Who needs to quarantine? Who needs to travel? Who needs to stop traveling? All of these questions just kept swirling around. We've had to deal with all of them. And then, what are the consequences if I don't do anything? So that was basically my process. Something would happen, I would, have an emotional reaction, usually frustration. When it comes to computer challenges, my first reaction is usually to select swear words and wonder, why the heck is this happening to me? But then I remind myself, it's happening to everyone. It's an algorithm change. It's outside of my control. Just figure out how to work around it. Then what does it mean to me? So what is your process? The most important thing to do today, and our action item, is to just list a step-by-step list of what you do when you experience a change. And maybe you logically analyze your options or something, whatever it is for you. You'll notice there was no logic. I just asked, what does it mean to me and what should I do? Short-term and long-term. Is it urgent, important, or necessary? I didn't do or ask all of these complicated questions. Now, with respect to COVID, health-wise, it impacted a lot of different areas and aspects of our lives, right? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution for a lot of us, communication, and confidence. I think COVID had an impact on all those areas and aspects of my life. So how did I do that? How did I used to before COVID? And just maybe today, when something happens, when a change happens or something, get really conscious and pay attention to, well, how did I handle that? How did I feel? What happened? What did I do next? Did I try to act right away, or did I put it off? Did I ignore the thing, the change or the challenge? What is your standard operating procedure? What's your go-to? What do you do when a change happens that impacts you? I mean, changes happen all the time that don't impact us. Guess what? We get to ignore all of them. So that is our challenge today. Your change reaction. Just identify. You don't even have to analyze it or anything. Just figure out what it currently is. Because when we know what something currently is and we know what we want, then all we have to do is fill that gap, and we can create anything we want in our lives. Any questions? Hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow to talk about, I'm not going to tell you, it's going to be a surprise, but it has something to do with your change reaction as well. All right, have an awesome day. Any questions? Ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.